Hey, what's up? It's Ben from WODprep, and in this video, I'm doing something completely different than what we normally do. I am actually gonna leave the studio with you, and we are gonna venture all the way in to the CrossFit gym that is literally right next door, and I'm gonna show you exactly what's in my workout bag. Over the years, 17 years of doing CrossFit, I have put together the bare essentials of exactly what you need in a workout bag. I've had huge bags, I've had little bags, I've had medium bags, and after 17 years, this is the stuff that I actually use on a daily basis. So let's take my bag. I actually won this at regionals back in 2013, back when regionals was a thing. And I'm still using it today. This is, I think, made by Reebok. I have no idea. Let's take this bag and I'm gonna show you exactly what's inside of it and what I use in my workouts on a daily basis. So let's do it. So here we are. That's my neighbor, Fiona. So a highly requested video that I've had over the past decade of running WODprep is what is the gear that I actually use when I'm working out? It changes on a day-to-day basis, but everything I need is in this bag right here. So let's start. Main compartment, obviously water bottle. This is a fancy one because I'm bougie, so this is a Grizzly water bottle. I love it. Next, knee sleeves. One thing about knee sleeves is I don't wear them all the time, but when my knees are especially feeling achy or cold or sore, or I'm doing a lot of squatting, or I'm going for a 1 rep max in a squat pattern, I'm pretty much always wearing knee sleeves. There's a lot of good ones on the market, but some of them rip. These are inexpensive and they don't rip. I've had these for years. These are just E26, I believe, and I think we actually have a discount code for these, so I'll include the link to that below, but these are just E26 knee sleeves. I love them. Mechanics gloves. I have no idea why those are in there. Maybe for rope climbs. Like sometimes if your hands get all torn up doing rope climbs, maybe you want to use that. I don't know. Next, belt, weightlifting belt. This is simple. This is E26. They have great gear. This is just their fabric weightlifting belt, which I like over like heavy leather ones. A lot of people will wear like really heavy leather ones. You see that in powerlifting. But for any time I'm wearing a belt in CrossFit, heavy back squats, but also maybe snatches or heavy cleans, I'm using this kind of like lightweight weightlifting belt. And again, this is E26, and I'm sure we have a discount code with them. Next, we have grips. These are, I believe, yeah, these are the RX Markio Alex Smith 2.0 grips. They're great. I don't always wear grips. I like to raw dog it a lot of times with my hands. But if I have high volume chest to bar pull-ups, high volume bar muscle-ups, these especially do well on high volume ring muscle-ups, because something about this leather on the wood, it's sticky and awesome. But these are great grips. Whenever you're choosing a grip, make sure that it has some padding so that when it wraps around your wrist, those pads actually prevent the grip from digging into your wrist. Because when you're wearing grips, you have to have it tight enough so it's actually wrapping and putting the pressure on your wrist rather than all that pressure on your hand. So get a pair of good grips. These ones are great. Just make sure whatever grip you have has padding. Yeah, RX Markio, we have a discount for these. I've basically partnered with every company that I like. So this isn't a sponsorship plug at all. These are just things I actually use. So if you do want a discount, I'll include a link to these grips below, and you can use WODprep 20 to save some money. Great grips, and they also do have like a little tuck thing. So if you're not using them, you can tuck the grip like that and still be able to use your hands, and then untuck it when you want to use it. Okay, very important, very, very important, thumb tape. I have tried over the years every possible version of thumb tape. Goat tape, this used to be my favorite. I've used the standard Mueller tape, but frankly, when my hands start sweating, when I'm doing heavy snatches, heavy cleans, anything with the hook grip, it falls off and I have to reapply it. So my favorite one, there's a lot of companies that make this style of tape. E26 is one of them. This is just, basically it's flexible tape. So it's stretchy, it's sticky, and it flexes. So when you wrap it around your thumb, you can actually articulate it and bend it. E26 makes a great one. There's a bunch of different versions of this same thing on Amazon. You can get it, but it's basically weightlifting tape, and it's flexible and it's awesome. So highly recommended. I have multiple of these because this is the only one I use. I don't use these anymore. These are the ones that I use. Electrolytes, and that's pretty much it. So let's go to my favorite compartment. Ollie shoes. I don't always wear weightlifting shoes, but when I do, it's these Nike Romaleos that I got in 2008. And I'm still using them and they still look fantastic. I don't wear weightlifting shoes that often, but if I am doing heavy squats, going for a 1 rep max clean, 1 rep max snatch, 1 rep max of any of the squatting motions, these are on my feet. and they're amazing and they're durable, and I don't have a discount code for you, but I've had these literally since like, I think 2008 or 2009, and they're basically perfect because I don't wear them other than when I need them, because I don't like to use them as a crutch, but phenomenal weightlifting shoes. If you can find the old school ones, they are heavy, but they're amazing. All right, no stinky socks, that's a good sign. We already did that one. Let's see, ooh, second favorite compartment. This is where I keep my jump ropes. Again, I have no idea what bag this is, and it probably doesn't exist anymore, but I keep my jump ropes on this end. It's very important for you to have multiple styles of jump ropes, and here's why. So I'll just grab this because it's available. A lot of competitions now are using this drag rope. This is an RX Smart Gear drag rope. Basically, it's a lot harder to do double unders with these. And a lot of competitions, Wodapalooza, all the other various invitationals, they'll throw in a heavy rope of some kind that really throws a wrench in your abilities if you can only do double unders with your jump rope. So I highly recommend getting a heavy cabled rope, a drag rope, and then they also have the Zeus rope that pops up a lot. I'm actually pretty good at these. I'm not trying to brag, but I like drag rope double unders because they're kind of easy for me because of my mechanics. I don't really know, but definitely pick up some sort of heavier rope. I'll link these down below, and yes, you can get a discount, WODprep 20. So important to have a heavy rope of some kind. Next, very important, especially if you're an advanced athlete, it's very important to have a speed rope. This is my favorite speed rope. I even got them to customize it for me with WODprep colors. This is the Evo, RX Smart Gear Evo G2. It is not cheap. It's I think $165, but there's a reason that everyone, like almost all of the athletes at the CrossFit Games use this rope because it's ridiculously fast. And always get it with, if you're an advanced double under, get it with the uncoated steel cable. I think this is the Hyper. It's the fastest one they have because it just cuts through the air so much easier and it's like effortless. And then because the reason it's expensive is it's assembled in the USA and it uses insane bearings. So this thing just keeps spinning. It's like effortless in your hands. If you're good at double unders, get a good rope. Don't get this rope if you're a beginner at double unders. I'll show you what else you need. RX Smart Gear, discount code, you got it. I'll link it below. Okay, I talked about a rope for beginners. Highly recommend use a heavier cabled rope like this one. This is an RX Smart Gear custom fit with a 3.4 ounce buff cable. Basically, a heavier cable makes it easier for you to learn double unders, and it's also not nearly as expensive. Great rope. This is like the Toyota Corolla of jump ropes. It's reliable, it's not that expensive, and it just freaking works. The reason I have this in my bag is actually because a lot of times I'll sporadically teach people when I'm dropping into a gym or when I'm working out here. If they need help with double unders, I pull out this rope and say, hey, try this rope. So I don't really use it in my own training anymore because I don't need to. But if I was a beginner, this is the rope that I would get. And also, don't leave it tangled like that. That was stupid. And then the last jump rope, this is one that's important to have, is because we've started to see things like crossovers or double under crossovers show up. These kinds of ropes are not ideal. Always go with the licorice rope. So you have like this licorice cable or like a beaded rope. And these ropes are just so much easier to crisscross and do things like crossovers with. So this is, RX Smart Gear Freevo. It basically comes in a kit where you get the licorice rope and you get the beaded rope, and you can interchange those with the handles. Definitely imperative to have if you're someone that needs to actually be good at crossovers, crossover double unders, things like that. I don't use it very often, but when I'm practicing crossovers, this is the rope that I use 100%. Link below, obviously. And that's it in there. And then the last compartment is here. So I have my keys. Obviously, I recommend getting a Nissan Frontier with 208,000 miles on it. This thing will get you to the gym every single time. I used to drive a Tesla, and then I bought a really old used pickup because that's, let's be honest, that's more my style. But one thing on this keychain, I forgot I even had this. This is a quickie. This is a sandbar. Basically, I have the full sandbar, which this is to take care of your calluses. So like before a workout, or I use it every night usually, but if I forgot to, and I have big calluses on my hands, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of like pull-ups, bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, and those calluses might feel like they're gonna rip. Before that workout, I grab this, I wash my hands, warm soapy water, get them nice and soft, and then I grab this and I twist it 5 in one direction, 5 in the other direction. And then what it does is it literally removes the calluses, the hot spots. It removes them just enough so that they won't rip in your workout. And then you can like take it and file and get rid of any edges. This really helps me take care of my hands so I don't have to rely on grips as much for hand protection. I use a sandbar, and then what I was going for was they have this quickie thing, which basically like if you have that and you forgot it or something like that, I keep this on my keychain. And if I'm like gnawing on my fingers or I have like a callus that's just nasty, I just come in here and I just shave it off with this little quickie. It just helps me prevent myself from chewing on my calluses, which is a weird thing that I do sometimes. So I'll use the quickie, shave it off, and then it kind of just attaches to your keychain. And then last but not least, I have not used these in probably a decade, but they're still in here. These are just weightlifting straps. So if you're doing like, think like really, really heavy snatch pulls or clean pulls and your grip is just ruined, then these are really nice. You basically take them like this, you wrap around the bar. It's important if you are using straps like this, don't ever use them for cleans. You can use them for snatches if they're this kind. These are actually weightlifting ones. If you have the one that has the single strand that wraps fully around the bar, you can like dislocate your shoulders and stuff. Don't do that. But these weightlifting ones, Iron Mind makes this. I don't know, I got these at least a decade ago, maybe 15 years ago. But you take it, you wrap around the bar, and it allows you to do pulls and deadlifts without your grip being the limiting factor. And with that, let's see, what else do I have in here? I have no idea what this is. So that's it. That's my workout bag. That's everything that I have in my gear bag. It's the stuff that I use on a consistent basis. If you have any questions at all about this gear setup or you want a link, I'm going to link everything in the description below. Also get a good pair of shoes. These are Strike Movement trainers. I wear a different pair of shoes every single day. So there's a lot of different good companies out there. One that I'm playing with recently is a Born Primitive Savage trainers. They're really cool. They remind me of the old school Reebok Nanos, so I love those. And that's it. That's everything in my workout bag. What's in your workout bag? Is there anything that I don't have that you have in your workout bag? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Give me some feedback on this setup. It's worked for me for well over a decade, almost 17 years of mix and matching and figuring out what to use. I'd love to hear what works for you, and I'll see you in next week's video. Time to go train.